What's up, Wayfinders, and good morning. Today is challenge day. We are doing what I like to call the Small Rides Challenge at all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks today. It is going to be a ton of fun, so let's go ahead and get on into it. So let's talk about the ground rules of this challenge before we head out the door and get running. So what I'm considering to be a quote unquote small ride is basically the things that are not thrill rides. So you're talking about majority of the boat rides, things over at Magic Kingdom like Dumbo, the People Mover, things like that. However, there are some caveats to this. There's going to be some rides like Dinosaur that we're not including because yes, while it is technically like a dark ride, it is also considered to be a bit of a thrill ride because it's got some thrill elements in there. So that won't be included on the list whatsoever. We are also not going to include like Jungle Cruise because it is considered to be a tier 1 level attraction over at Magic Kingdom on the Lightning Lane list. So that is not going to be included. However, there will be one tier 1 ride that is included in these rides today, but that's only because it is considered to be a classic dark ride, and we'll get there and talk about that one when we get to that park. But we are starting at Epcot, and so I will be putting up the list for the Epcot small rides that we are going to be using for today's challenge, and we're going to see how many we can knock out there when we get there. But let's go ahead, let's get onto the Skyliner and head on over to Epcot now. All right, friends, so we are starting the day off here at Epcot for our challenge where we have 6 small rides that we are aiming to do. I'm going to put those up on the screen now so you can see what those are. Now, the biggest challenge I think we're gonna find this morning is not with things like Figment or Living with the Land, but honestly, it's going to be the Grand Fiesta Tour because we are not gonna be able to get into it right away. We're gonna have to wait for World Showcase to kind of officially open all the pavilions to get on the Grand Fiesta Tour. So that's gonna be our biggest hurdle here at Epcot this morning. Of course, we're trying to get through all 4 parks as well. So it's kind of a dual challenge. So speed is the name of the game. So the faster we can knock all these out, the more likelihood we're going to have to accomplish everything we need. Now, you probably noticed on my list, there's nothing like Soarin' or Frozen Ever After or Remy's on there. That's because those are all tier 1 Lightning Lane attractions here at this park. So they did not make the cut for our list today. But we are waiting for them to officially open the park for early entry here. So as soon as they let the rope drop down, we're gonna go on our first attraction and see how quickly we can get through all of these. So stay tuned, I'll check back in a little bit. All right, so we are cruising through our challenge so far. We have knocked out Living with the Land, Figment, and The Seas with Nemo and Friends. Now that was the easy part because they're all back to back to back and they're relatively short waits right now. But hopefully we're about to get on Grand Fiesta Tour. I believe it's open now. We're gonna hop on there hopefully really quickly, and then we'll move on to Mission Space and Spaceship Earth before we get out of here. Now I know Mission Space for some of you might be a question mark for this challenge, but look, the orange version would definitely not be a part of this challenge, but since the green version is so easy, I decided to throw that on to the list because that basically is a nothing type ride. So we're gonna head on over to Grand Fiesta now and then we will check back in a little bit. So we just got off Grand Fiesta Tour, and I thought I would just make a quick note that this ride did just come out of a pretty long refurbishment not too long ago. And they didn't change too much about it, but they did update the screens, which were really great because it added just a lot better quality of an image. So you're getting a much better view now. And then they added a lighting effect near the show scene at the end of the ride now, where you can see the fireworks on the ceiling, all those good things. So not too many crazy changes or anything, but still, I think it was a much needed refurbishment. But I'm glad Grand Fiesta Tour is back now, because that's just another, you know, one of these small rides, I guess, that can eat a lot of people. And it's pretty efficient. So really, really good ride to do, especially in World Showcase, if you need a break and need some AC. So, but now we're gonna march on forward. All right, so we've got Epcot done. We just finished up Spaceship Earth and Mission Space. So now we are moving on to park number 2, which is going to be Animal Kingdom, which is not my preferred travel method for this, but it's the most logical path for what we're trying to do today. And I'll explain why kind of as we go. But we are heading to the bus now, and we will see you guys at Animal Kingdom. All right, so Animal Kingdom almost got a little bit tricky. I got here, and as you're about to see up on the screen, Animal Kingdom has one thing that I consider to be a small ride, and that is Navi River Journey. That's the only one now at the park in its current state. Dinosaurs got a thrill element to it, so it doesn't count, and without Triceratops Spin or any of the other stuff that was at Dino Land, it just leaves Navi River Journey. And it was about an hour wait when I entered the park. Grabbed a quick lunch at Satuli Canteen, and was hoping that maybe by the time I got done eating lunch, it would be down, but it was not. It was still at about a 55-minute wait, which never in my life would I wait for that ride for that long on a normal day, but we did. Ended up only waiting about maybe 45 minutes, which I guess isn't awful, but still a long time to wait for it. And so anyways, but we did cross that off, so we are done with Animal Kingdom. So now we are on our way to Hollywood Studios. And again, just as a note for this, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, we don't have lightning lanes today, and we are strictly using Disney transportation. No minivans, no Lyfts, no Ubers, no anything like that. We are just strictly going by Disney transportation and just by normal wait times, not using any other things other than that. So it's adding a little bit more a challenge now. I think Hollywood's gonna be another one where that might end up being an obstacle, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. So we're heading out of Animal Kingdom now, and we'll see you at Hollywood Studios. All right, friends, so challenge update. We're in Hollywood Studios right now, where we have listed 3 quote-unquote small rides to do here: Alien Swirling Saucers, Star Tours, and Toy Story Mania. I know Toy Story Mania might be another one that is a little bit on the border, but listen, it's probably one of the most family-friendly attractions you're gonna find at any of the 4 parks, and there's really no thrill factor to it, so I included it in our list today. Now, I went ahead and did Swirling Saucers and Toy Story Mania because I thought those two were potentially the most risky. I walked into the park today and Toy Story Mania originally had a 50-minute wait. So again, we were trying to go through this as quickly as we could. And so Toy Story Mania did drop down to a 30-minute wait, which was great. We were able to knock that out. Swirling Saucers also had a 30-minute wait. Yesterday when I was here, it also got up to 50 minutes at some point. So really happy with how both of those turned out. So now we are on our way to Star Tours, where hopefully we're going to knock that out, and then we'll be on our way to Magic Kingdom to try to wrap this thing up. But follow along, and I'll check back in soon. All right, friends, so we are here at Magic Kingdom now as we try to wrap up our challenge, and we've got some work to do. We have 12 attractions here that we qualify as the quote-unquote small rides to do here. And so some of these are really popular, like Peter Pan's Flight and others. So it's going to take a little bit of work. It's just almost about 4 o'clock here, so we've got some time. The park closes at 10, but still, it's going to take us a good minute to get all these done. So let's go see what we can get knocked out. All right, so we're about halfway through our Magic Kingdom list, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling great about it. Pirates went down earlier, right before I went on it. It has not come up since. And then on top of that, Winnie the Pooh has gone down several times. It just seems like it's gonna be an uphill battle to finish this one here at Magic Kingdom. I'm not ready to throw the towel in yet, but we still got a ways to work. But there's a few more gimmies left on the list, so we're gonna do those, and I'll check back in later. Three more rides. 3 more. Let's do it. Let's go. I think we can do it. I think we got it. Just got to believe in ourselves. 3 more. 3 more. All right, well, with that, we officially did it. We've done all the quote-unquote small rides that are at all the parks with a little bit of time left to spare here at Magic Kingdom. This was really tough. I'll talk about it more when we wrap up at the end. But man, it all worked out at the very end to be able to get those last couple. It really helped with fireworks. The wait times went way down, so we were able to knock out Pirates, Peter Pan, and Buzz all in one swoop to get it done. But we're going to do a last couple of things here at Magic Kingdom, and then I'll wrap up in just a minute. All right, y'all, it is late, so I'm going to make this super quick as we wrap up here. But hey, we accomplished our challenge for the day. We went to all 4 theme parks, which is a challenge alone in itself. If you've ever been here before, you know that going to all 4 parks is not an easy task in one day. But we did it, and we rode 22 rides today. Just for reference, when I did my 4-day park challenge a couple years ago on this channel, I did 22 rides in total with Genie Plus throughout the entire day. Of course, we did a lot more of the big rides on that one, but still, it is not a small accomplishment what we did today. So I'm very happy about it. If I was to say one good thing and one bad thing about the experience today, the good thing would be I did a lot of things today that I have not done in a long time. Dumbo, the Tomorrowland Speedway, things like that you just kind of forget about sometimes when you're going to all of the tier 1 level attractions. So that was fun to get to do those again, but the bad part about it was just feeling like I kind of had to do some of those things and having to stay pretty strict to the schedule. I like to kind of go with the flow during my park days, and I just felt like I was really constricted to trying to get it all done if possible. So that was kind of one of the bummers, was having to do that. Now, if you want a full breakdown of the challenge and just the ups and downs, the in-betweens of it all, make sure to check out the podcast. We'll go into full details about it when I get back. But hey, make sure you guys are liked and subscribed. There's still a lot of great things to come. We've got a great dinner lined up for the rest of the, one night on this trip. And then, of course, we have another surprise that'll be later in the week. So it's going to be a lot of fun still. We got some Lightning Lane days ahead as well. So lots to keep up with here coming up on the channel. But until next time, I hope you guys have a magical rest of your day. And we'll talk to you again real soon.